the Madman. And we're gonna start off with a mighty emerald dragon, one of the dragons that was guarding one of the emerald gates in Duskwood, or across one of the portals in World of Warcraft. 10 mana hunter, 8/8 dragon. Battle cry, double the attack and health of all minions in your hand, and that's about all the excitement I can muster for this card that is obviously going to be just a meme card. This card is when you really want to crush the dreams and spirits of your opponent. It was clearly designed for the person who just wants to make their monsters grow. Anyways, there's been some ideas thrown around. You double your Leroy, you face us the Leroy. Wapow, that's 24 damage. Emerish your King Crush, and that's a big 16/16. But that is probably too slow. Sound the bells. Give a minion +1/+2. Echo. This is basically Divine Strength, which was a 1 mana card. So you probably don't want to cast this for 2 mana. At 4 mana, it is a worse Blessing of Kings, but you can split it up across 2 minions. At 6 mana, it's a worse Spikeridge Steed. At 8 mana, it's a worse Dynasize, because Dynasize is usually a +9/+9 when you put it on a guy. If you get all 5 casts off, then when you play your Linessa will get +5/+10. Quest Paladin can complete their quest with just Sound the Bells, but boy do I think that's still not a thing. So I guess at the end of the day, all I can say about this is ding 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 ding, shame.
Shame.
Next up, Coffin Crasher. Priest 6 mana, 6/5. Death Rattle. Summon a Death Rattle minion from your hand. That is some good stats on the card already. Coffin Crasher can summon itself from your hand. It can summon, of course, Obsidian Statue, very popular big Death Rattle card. Other big Death Rattle cards include Cairn. Interesting choice would be Violet Worm. A really good arena card. Could Coffin Crasher bring Violet Worm to the constructed meta? And then the big daddy, Deathwing Dragonlord. I've just been informed that Deathwing Dragonlord rotates out. Too bad on that, but you can still get your Bone Drake. So yeah, I could see this making it into tempo-ish Death Rattle Priest of some sort. If it's more of a value deck, this goes well with Rotten Apple Bomb as well. Crash this Coffin Crasher into the opponent's minion and then put a big obstacle in their way. I'm less concerned about Quest Priest. I think the quest is just not strong enough. Clearly a card that would be an auto-include in Quest Priest though. Cards that cheat out cards, that's something to really think about. For Warrior, we've got Darius Crowley, 5 mana 4/4, Rush. After this attacks and kills a minion, gain +2/+2. If it attacks into a 4 or higher attack minion, it will just die and will not get buffed even if it kills it. If it kills a 3 attack minion, it becomes a 6/3, 2 attack minion becomes a 6/4, 1 attack minion becomes a 6/5, 0 attack minion, it happens. Then it's a 6/6 for 5, which just kills the 0 attack minion. We're talking something like a Manatite Totem, Primal Fin Totem, etc. I think the situations where you kill something and it survives, it turns out to be pretty good. Kodo's seen play here and there, even without Elder Peacekeeper. Darius Crowley killing 2 attack or less minion comes up with a 6/4 or a 6/5, which is clearly better than the Kodo 3/5 stat line. If the target has more health, you can always use one of your assistant minions to deal damage first, and then you send in the big Crowley to finish him off. Since you would probably be playing Darius Crowley in a board control tempo warrior deck, something with a bunch of rush perhaps, you can also compare it to Fire Elemental. This card is better than them if you can kill something and have it survive. There are quite a few targets out there in the meta that are 3 attack or less. Not to mention, if it does survive, it becomes kind of a huge threat because it threatens to just kill something and then keep resetting. It can deny the Paladin from making more guys, as well as the Shaman from making more totems. But yeah, this is one of those cards that could get out of control too. Just the sheer threat of it. Seems like a very straightforward 2-for-1 card. And at worst, it's pretty bad, 5 mana, deal 4 damage, but at best, it's a menacing threat. Finally, last but not least, Ravencollar, 3 mana 2/1. Battlecry, add 2 random 1-cost minions to your hand. And if you didn't see the card reveal from Ali Straza, you should check it out. Very spooky. 3 mana, draw 2 cards, pretty good. This is random 1-cost minions, so it's not quite as good, but you get an additional 2/1 on top. I think random 1-cost minions will be on average about a 2/2. So you play your Ravencollar, you play your 2/1/1s, and you basically have Doppelgangster with slight variation. Igneous Elemental has 2 more health, but gives you 2 Flame Elementals, which are 1-cost minions. Those Flame Elementals are below average on the 1-cost ones, so I think this card is not too far off of the power curve of being good, but I think it's not quite good enough. It doesn't have the Elemental synergy, it doesn't have the play several of the same card synergy. Hand Druid is apparently a thing. I don't think it's going to be good enough to make it there. Where else can you play 1-cost minions? Quest Hunter? I don't think Quest Hunter is anywhere near good enough. This card would be good enough to put it in. So there's your card reviews. Stay tuned every day for the 5 cards revealed, reviewed. Revealed, blah, 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 blah.